life and leadership in the community of the church. An innocent question from the disciples, who is the greatest in the kingdom of heaven? And it leads to a discourse on how those in the community should relate to one another. Dealing with a time when Jesus is presented as speaking to the disciples, but the teaching reflects also the times, the mid-80s of the writer, but with a stinging relevance to today. Issues of power, conflict, scandal, leadership. The first part of chapter 18 presents the humble attitude that should be seen in a community that cares for its more vulnerable members, the little ones, the children, completely dependent, the new and vulnerable members of the community whose angels behold the face of God. That scandal robs the Father in heaven of his dearest possessions. And then it ends with a parable of the lost sheep, in which the shepherd is the pastor rather than Christ, as in the Gospel of Luke. This then a structure on how to deal with sin in the community is set up. The aim always to convince rather than to convict. And the chapter ends with the parable of the unforgiving servant. And as you read that, ask yourself, who has a debt as big as 150,000 years? Only those in top positions of leadership in the community we call church.